skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2024 ski test. We got a benchmark ski for you today. This is a Volkl Mantra M6. This ski returns unchanged from last year except for a graphics refresh. Just nice little kind of textured graphics in the tips, in the forebody and through the tail here. Still kind of keeping that, fast fire truck red colorways to it. And it really kind of matches the personality of the ski as well. So most people are pretty aware of the history of the Mantra ski. This M6 is the latest iteration of it. When this came out 2 years ago now, I think. It's hard to keep track of years. That kind of introduced the tailored Titanal frame to the freeride line of skis from Volkl. Also brought forth tailored carbon tips from what we've seen in Deacon V-Works into the more freeride line. We also saw the 3D radius come through as well. I'll get to more details on that in a minute, but this latest iteration is the most precise, might not be the most powerful. I think before, when we had those two full sheets of metal, you can make an argument that those were the most powerful mantras ever made, but these seem to fit more and align better with what most skiers are doing these days. There's still other skis out there that are slightly more powerful. Something like a Blizzard Bonafide 97 with like two and a half full sheets of metal comes to mind. Having a little bit more of that just totally firm on snow performance, but this Mantra is right there with it, maybe just a thin hair below it, and still just offers just a ton of power, especially for a mid-90s underfoot ski. Normally we're looking at these as more versatile all-mountain options, but the Mantra kind of still fits into that wider on-trail carving ski. It does do fine off-trail, but really more at home in a fast carved turn on the hill. A lot of that has to do with construction, shape, and profile. Built with that multi-layer wood core consisting of poplar and beech. Nice mix of lightweight and stability out of those two woods. We get metal on the bottom, and then we get their tailored Titanal frame on top. Pretty interesting, that upper laminate of metal is actually three different components. There is that underfoot plate here, which extends edge to edge. Also goes just a little bit into the frame portions in the tips and tails. Really makes more of a cohesive feel. So it can flex, having it be different pieces allows the ski to flex more naturally, but having that metal in the center extend a little bit into the frames on the tips and tails does keep that total confident carving control just right at the forefront of your mind when you're on this ski. There's little hesitation to when you're pushing this thing and it's going fast. It is about as smooth and powerful as it gets. So we do have that plate underfoot. And then the tailored portions are just the narrower sections here as we get towards the tailored tips, and then a little bit more in the tail here, just adding a little bit of forgiveness and a little bit of versatility. Not a whole lot. Still a very stiff and demanding tail, although they did back it off just a little bit with this new M6 construction, or I'm sorry, the new tailored frame construction. And I think that that's better for more skiers. Even when you're on that top end, it's pretty hard to notice that they've even taken it down a notch. But really interesting how they work that shovel here, incorporating the tailored carbon tips into here. So their engineers are able to adjust the torsional stiffness of the tip of the ski. They've taken that metal narrower in this portion, and that allows them to make it lighter as well as more torsionally stiff. So yeah, I guess you're losing a little bit of that just raw power in the shovel of the ski. But since it's rarely on the snow, it's not that big of a deal. You don't notice it much. You notice it more in the ease of initiation, which I think is a benefit for this ski because it's not like it's the easiest ski in the world. And then that metal gets a little bit wider towards that mid portion, and then it has that same type of tapered attitude towards the tail. So really sophisticated way of building that frame. And as you get longer or shorter in the ski, that frame adjusts accordingly. So it really does fine-tune the flex and the performance of the ski based on length. If you're in that kind of progressing advanced category, you want to get on something a little bit more stable and powerful. It's not like this is out of the realm, but maybe you could consider sizing down. I've had a lot of, like even on this 177, me at 6'2", 225 pounds, felt pretty comfortable on it because the stability and power is built into the ski. For shape, we do see their 3D turn radius, or 3D radius side cut, excuse me, basically breaking the ski into 3 separate parts. It's able to make shorter turns in the middle, so if you're really just skiing centered, getting up on high edge angles, accessing the middle of the ski, really tightens up the turn, 18 meters in the middle there, and then longer, so 30 in the shovel and 24 in the tail. What this allows you to do is take kind of a shallower edge angle into higher speed turns without the ski becoming too hooky or catchy. It's super smooth at speed. That longer turn shape has a lot to do with it in the tips and tails. You know, you can vary it up even within the turn. If you just kind of stand on the edge more and more and more, you can feel that ski tighten up that turn. So that marries really well with how those plates interact as well. You know, Volkl definitely took their time in engineering this ski for sure. 96 underfoot, should have some all mountain and versatile properties to it. And it does. It doesn't really have that free ride shape to it. Still more of a directional and traditional profile. So we do have some tip rocker. You know, it's not a whole lot, not a ton of splay up here. And then same thing in the tail. Pretty darn flat in terms of the rocker. It is a little bit rounded. That just makes it a little friendlier at the exit phase of the turn. But, you know, make no mistake, still all business back here due to the stiffness of the ski and that metal frame. So really, really strong ski from tip to tail and just a ton of performance to be had. It does come at the cost of weight though. You know, it's not the lightest ski in the world. This 177 here, over 2,000, almost 2,100 grams. So there is some heft to it. But that equals stability. So if that's something you're looking for, then that's all bonus. But definitely make sure you check out this Volkl 2024 Volkl Mantra M6 here at skiessentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.